Hare Krishna. Just want to speak on something I was watching with Yusufel. And, earlier I had basically another run in with another YouTube guru that's about teaching how to be a secure party creditor and whatnot. So basically, you have individuals who are caught up in this system and trying to find a way out um, with these courts, with this child support, stealing people's money, with them trying to force vaccinations and this and that. And basically, I was trying to learn something from his webinar. Well, they were spending a lot of time um, talking about people who was either remaining reserved, not speaking much when addressed or asked a question, um, and just a couple of things uh, aside from focusing on sharing the knowledge. And this is another point as to why we can't seem to even get along and build anything. So he didn't really have very many followers or people that participated in the webinar. And after tuning in myself, I kind of, understood why. But then I just, I ended up leaving the webinar and I went and just tapped into another video with Yusavelle. Okay, I noticed that he's kind of, getting impatient, uh, is what I brought up with, the other YouTube guru that I was in a webinar with. And so people are basically just trying to find solutions to these problems of dealing with this government. And people was wanting to find out information about the passport, and basically they're looking to escape. At the end of the day, there's really no place to run. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is destined for you, you can go to the other end of the world, but it's going to catch you regardless. So my point is, we basically need an immediate solution to these problems all around. But I want to play a video of a snippet of Yusaville just to show you what I'm talking about. So let's check it out. Let me see if I can turn this around. And it seemed like I used to be able to turn this around before, but anyhow. Play. Y'all don't like those, and I got a homeboy named Football Ball, but y'all don't like those individuals because they're so positive and they're so confident. But the reason they're positive and confident and never say anything negative about themselves is because they are well trained in the art of the law of attraction, and that's why y'all just, you just keep hating them and hating them and hating them. They keep growing and growing and growing. They keep growing and growing and growing. I'm looking at Donald Trump. Donald Trump making millions of dollars if he is going out of the office, and I'm on his list and everything like that. He's like still making money. Even with this negativity that's happened to him, he's making millions of dollars. I'm seeing it. And the hater will get mad about that. You'll see people, yeah, he's just getting money and everything like that. It's like, so what? What are you talking about? That's your power. That's your power. That's your exercise. You got the same power. You can do it too, but you don't. You rather use your power ridiculing, jealous, hatred, envious. You rather use your power in weakness. And other people are using their power in strength. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you get what you put out. And some people don't understand that. Now, I will say this. You got some reptilian type individuals out there who feed off of negativity. You got enemies out there who feed off negativity. But you understand there's a polar opposite to everything. There's a positive and negative to everything. So there are negative entities. You see them all the time in the chat room with the advent of
the internet, it was very, very good for them because now they can hide behind fake profiles. Nobody knows who they are. You know, you could be talking to fucking extraterrestrials. I saw one time somebody posted about the wearing of the mask, and I believe it was an entity because he slipped up. He said, "Yeah, you humans are nasty creatures. Y'all need to cover your mouth because of the nastiness and filth that comes out of your mouth." I'm like, "Well, who is this?" He talking like he's not a human. He's talking like he's not a human. About this mask situation. So there's something I want to talk about. I'm gonna do a video today.
So right there, the point he brought up that he believed this particular entity revealed themselves, referring to others as you humans. And even though we kind of use this terminology sometimes, still, considering everything that's going on, there has to be some validity to that. And this is the issue, okay? Because he's mainly speaking about manifesting money, which is, what I'm saying, positive. I'm not against, manifesting money. And I'm not hating because I'm struggling in that area. The point that I'm trying to make is we still have immediate problems that need solutions, and these different recommendations or methods that they be prescribing will take some time, and probably a lot of getting a run around and and things like that. So the problem that what we're really dealing with is entities or aliens. And so with that being said, what how what solution do we need to uh, address that immediate issue? And I emphasize Krishna or chanting the holy names, which is something I had brought up, and one of the other participants in the webinar had asked, what do Hare Krishna mean? Because I typed that in the chat. And they were saying this ought to be interesting and acted like they wanted to hear about it. Well, I was having, I'm not used to the whole Zoom thing, so I was having trouble getting my mic to work. So every time they would address me and call me my name and ask me to speak, because that's kind of how his form was. It was like he would call somebody out to speak or give their opinion, even though he told me, saying we ain't looking for nobody's opinion on here, but he asking people's questions, what do they think, or asking them to read something, basically like a class setting. But at the same time, just being kind of belligerent and disrespectful, which will turn people off naturally, especially if you're not giving nothing of real value that can really help them right away. See, that's the difference between Krishna consciousness and the spiritual master who present that information, the bona fide guru, because he's going to immediately give you something that even if you was to walk away that same day, you going to walk away with something, with a spiritual asset that's going to carry you to the next level later on. So you're getting something, even though the teacher may chastise you for being a fool. But here we're talking about something material based, how to operate, saying, as a secure party creditor in these courts and this and that, and until you actually learn the full process, you won't really get no remedy. So, and before you can even, get a chance to learn something, they're turning you off or driving you away or kicking you out the live or kicking you out the webinar and this type of stuff. So it was a lot of time being wasted in that regard. So like I said, I was sitting there for about 3 hours, almost 4 hours, taking notes, was wanting to give my input, ask a question or two, but it was really like condescending, disrespectful, and I was like, this ain't what I really wanted to participate in. So I think I'm gonna be out. And he was like, if you don't want to be here, you can leave. You ain't gonna come on here and dictate and this, that, and the other. I'm like, who's trying to dictate, brother? And uh, and if I can leave, I'm clear on that, and I just bounce, unsubscribe, and all that, because it's like these guys really ain't presenting a real valuable solution that can really help people in their immediate situation. On the other hand, Krishna consciousness will, because even if you don't get your material benefit, it's going to do something for your spirit. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'll catch y'all later, man. Hare Krishna.